Welcome to The Author's Mindset. I'm Dan Padavana. Today I am talking about the 7 best self-developmental books for self-published authors. This is an article which I penned on selfpubwriter.com, and I thought it'd be neat to take some time and just focus on one book and how that one book applies to me as an author and how you can use these same teachings to further your own self-publishing career. So the book that I'm talking about today is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And there are many teachings in this book which will help you become a much better person, a much calmer person, a much more spiritual person, whatever it is that you're shooting for in your life. And it will also help you gain success in just about any career that you are endeavoring in, including self-publishing. So let's jump right into that. So the first lesson we're going to talk about is believing in your success. This is extremely important. In fact, it is the vast majority of the battle when you get right down to it. If you believe in your success, you can make that success come to fruition. So the first thing you want to do is visualize your books being well received by your readers. You may also visualize yourself coming up with fantastic ideas and crafting a brilliant novel. And the next thing you want to do is you want to do daily affirmations. And, I don't want you to start thinking this is about standing in front of a mirror like Stuart Smalley on the old SNL skits. This is about, you can even do them silently in your head, or you could speak them aloud. This is something you should do in the morning, and also something you should do before you turn in for sleep. And what you're doing is you're just affirming the fact that you come up with great book ideas, that your next novel is going to do very well and is going to be well received by the public. Number 2, let's discuss writer's block. So this is also something which your subconscious mind can solve. The idea here is to be strategic in your methods about trying to overcome writer's block by employing your subconscious mind to do the work for you. You are a creative. Inside you is the answer to all of your story needs, whether it be a character arc which just isn't working out for you, maybe it's a plot and you need to know where to take the story next. Whatever the story is, when you are turning in for sleep at night and you're dealing with writer's block, or maybe you're just trying to avoid writer's block in the first place, what you want to do is tell your subconscious mind, and all you're doing is just making a conscious thought, hey, I need a new idea for this character, I need a new way to take this story, and I know that this answer is going to come to me. And then you just, leave it in the hands of your subconscious mind and you go to sleep. And the next day when you decide to write, you should have much better ideas. You should find that you enter a flow state in your writing a lot more easily. And also that, ideas come to you a lot easier than they were before. You may end up just putting writer's block in the mirror and never having to experience it again. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Also, affirmations are really important too if you want to overcome writer's block. So affirm to yourself before you go to sleep at night, or maybe first thing in the morning, that you have great ideas for stories, that you're a fantastic writer, and that your readers really will enjoy these stories which you're producing. And you don't have to make it like Stuart Smalley standing in front of a mirror on the old SNL skits. This is about you giving yourself positive talk. And if you do it at least twice a day, in the morning and before you fall asleep at night, you'll find that writer's block is going to go away for you. Now let's talk about attracting readers. First, let's start with the law of attraction. It isn't something that is so out there or woo-woo or difficult to understand. The law of attraction really is about positivity. And the more positive you are with your outlook, the more positive outcomes you are likely to invite into your life. I think most people would agree with that if, put on a truth and lie detector. And it certainly applies to your author career as well. If you see yourself as a great writer, if you imagine very easily your readers engaging with your books and really enjoying them, then you are engaging with the law of attraction and you are being positive. Also, you want to be visualizing who that ideal reader is. You already know the types of books that you want to write. So therefore, there is an ideal reader who is going to enjoy those types of books. So always have a good picture of who that ideal reader is, and that visualization will help you attract the right readers into your author fold. The next lesson is about avoiding negativity, which may seem like just another way to rephrase that you need to be positive. But we're actually attacking things from a different angle here. So, as an author, you're going to get bad reviews. It just happens. You should handle all criticism constructively. And if somebody is obviously being unreasonable, then you just don't bother reading that review. Or maybe you just stop reading your reviews to begin with. I mean, there's certainly something that you can do. But it also has to do with handling negativity in the author community. Many of us flock to forums. There is strength in a crowd. We love to be part of forums of other writers. And yet, when we go to these forums, way too often we find a lot of negativity. Authors saying that the market is dying, they can't sell their books anymore, that something is wrong, that Amazon or some company is cheating them, or readers are just getting unreasonable with their reviews. Avoid this negativity. Whenever you are invited into such a situation, just excuse yourself from it. It is so important to not only maintain a positive outlook, but push the negativity aside. So these are things which you need to do, and Dr. Murphy talks about a lot in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. If you want to have a successful author career, you really need to think about the crowds that you're hanging out with. The next topic, I think you all knew this one was coming, and that is goal setting. Goal setting is part of any type of positive mindset. And if you have a goal in your writing career, then it's time that you get to work on affirmations and visualizations to make that dream become a reality. So let's get right into some examples. So what you're doing is you're making conscious suggestions to your mind so that your subconscious picks up on them and comes up with ways to bring those goals, those dreams to fruition. Now, these could be monetary goals. These can be goals for writing a certain amount of books per year, or increasing your word count per day, your word count per hour. It could be just something like writing better prose or achieving higher review ratings. Whatever that goal is, you should write it down, and then you should get to work on it by impressing it upon your subconscious mind. Now, there is a strategy to this, and this is something which, again, Dr. Murphy talks about quite a bit. If you impress upon your conscious mind something which you know is obviously not true, then your mind will reject this impression and it will not make it through to your subconscious mind to begin with. All right, so here's an example. I am not selling at this time $1 million in books per year. Let's say that I was driving down the street and I kept repeating to myself, I sell millions of dollars of books per year. As soon as my mind encounters this idea, it will reject it because it knows it's not true. So instead, what I could simply just repeat to myself over and over again throughout the day is, like a mantra. I could just say creativity, wealth, creativity, wealth, and success. Maybe I could add that into it as well. Say those three words: creativity, wealth, success, over and over again for like 5 minutes. And I could do that, 3, 4 times a day. So that would be a way in which I could impress these ideas upon my mind. Also, another way, if you have a specific goal in mind, to get your subconscious to act, is you handle it the way we did with the overcoming writer's block lesson. And that is, when you're getting ready to go to sleep at night and you're nice and relaxed, you simply impress upon your mind that you need an answer to how to solve this problem or how to reach this goal. Now let's talk about enhancing creativity. And this is hugely important. If we want to write great books, we need to be creative people. And just about any self-development book that you read at some point or another talks a lot about the importance of meditation. I think it's pretty well established at this point that meditation is huge. It can lower your blood pressure. It can, cure you of illnesses. It can just make you a much calmer person. And it can also make you a much more creative person, because there are, little roadblocks in our minds, and not in a literal sense, but whenever we have worries, our mind can only focus on so many things at once. So if our minds are focused on these worries, these problems, these issues, then it's hard to be creative. For this reason, it is imperative that if you don't have a meditation practice yet, that you develop one, and you develop one immediately. Lastly, let's talk about financial success, something which, of course, is very important to us as self-published authors. You're going to put a lot of work into your book, and you might as well sell as many copies as possible. So this is about more than just positive expectations about your forthcoming revenue, about how well your book will be reviewed. This goes beyond that. So when we are thinking about financial success, we also are thinking about others, authors, and their financial success. This is hugely important, and this is kind of avoiding a negative to create a positive. So many authors will get into the jealous mindset where, they're not going to say anything publicly about one author's extreme success, but if you're just kind of hanging out with them, they'll kind of nudge you, and they'll say, that person, they kind of sold out. Are their books really that good? I mean, why did they sell so many copies of that book? That's like the worst thing that you can do. As soon as you start talking poorly about somebody else's success, to your subconscious mind, what you're really doing is you're saying success itself is a bad thing, and therefore you are going to repel it in your own life. I think it goes without saying that supporting other people, supporting other authors, and just being positive is a great life lesson anyway, and it'll make you feel a lot better. But I believe in my heart, though, that if you are wishing other authors well, if you are cheering for their success, then you will have much better opportunity to attract success into your own author career. And that's it for today's lesson. Remember, the seeds of happiness flourish when you shine a positive light. So remember to make somebody smile today and stay amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on The Author's Mindset.